So here's the second part of the game ready asset workflow. And in this video, I'm going to go very much in depth about my workflow on how to go from a concept to a finalized game asset that is completely rigged and everything. This doesn't need to be rigged, but I did it anyway just to, show you what's possible. So the first thing with any of these models is to either sculpt or high poly model the object or character as close to the reference as possible. Obviously at this stage, how well you can create the asset completely depends on your skill level. That's not really relevant in this video. I'm just going to go over the workflow itself. I'm making it as easy as possible for myself by using separate objects, right? And objects that already kind of resemble final asset. One beginner mistake that I used to do a lot in the beginning was I used to want to create everything from a single object. And then when you add sub D, when you add a subdivision modifier, it messes up the entire thing, right? I had to learn to make things separate. I don't know if it was like a weird skill that I wanted to prove to myself, like, oh, look at me, I can model the whole object from a single mesh, but it's dumb. Don't do it. So yeah, these are pretty basic things. I use either the solidify modifier or the skin modifier for the net and whatnot. I use booleans. I don't care about the mesh being destroyed. Again, this is just a high poly, right? This will all be baked down. Now at this point, it is a good idea to, keep in mind which parts you're gonna preserve in the silhouette, because that's really the most important part that I found out. When you bake something, all the flat surfaces and whatnot won't be noticeable. You can bake creases in a jacket and you would not be able to see whether it would be baked or not, because the normal map is going to do an amazing job, granted that it's UV unwrapped properly. But the silhouette is the most important because that's when it starts breaking. At this point, I'm doing the high sculpt, so I'm done. I'm pretty much done with the modeling. So I just sculpt some stuff on top. I didn't really go crazy with this model, but usually I would use alphas or import the whole thing in ZBrush because I like modeling in Blender, but then I would bring it in ZBrush to sculpt on top of it. But you know what, for the sake of this asset or video, this did the job, so why not? And there's nothing wrong with Blender, by the way. You can use Blender for all this stuff. Just at a certain point it might get very laggy, but then again, we do have the latest version of Blender. So here I'm using duplicates of the high poly models. If you have the models of the high polys, you can just grab them and dissolve the edges, remove the subdiv, and you got your optimized mesh. When I optimize a mesh for the low poly assets, I already UV unwrap it and put the island somewhere off the canvas. That way I don't have to do them all at once in the end, and I could just grab all the UV islands and pack them either manually or usually I use Prism UV. But yeah, make sure your UVs are nicely packed. They're not overlapping, they're not outside the canvas, otherwise the baking software is gonna give you trouble. Now, speaking of baking, I use Marmoset Toolbag. You can use Substance Painter, you can use Blender, but I've always used Marmoset Toolbag and it's given me amazing results over the years, so I'm sticking to that. So the most important thing when exporting is make sure the scale of your low poly, high poly, essentially both models need to have the same naming convention. That's really it. Then you just make sure you export all the maps, like your ID maps and whatnot, so you can set them up in Substance Painter. And then something I like to do is mask out all the separate objects with colors, so I can identify it by just looking at it. And then I create folders for them and I start texturing each individual part by hand or using masks and whatnot. And yeah, depending on the complexity of an object, I might spend a good couple of hours in there. So the texturing for this model wasn't really that fascinating. I rushed through it pretty quickly. But then again, also keep in mind the level of fidelity with your objects. If it's like a small object, it might not need that much detail, but it depends on how close it gets to the camera. So when you're done with your textures, export them all. And what I like to do is do some Lookdev testing. So I import everything in Blender, set up my materials, and test out stuff, set up some lights, some HDRIs. And maybe I need some extra stuff because setting up the shaders is always one of those tricky things. Usually I have a mask layer because it's easier to separate the things. And especially when using EV, the glass shader acts a little different compared to, if you were in Unity or Unreal Engine. But again, it's all for the sake of Lookdev. In this case, I also added some liquid and added some particle confetti inside of it because I thought it just looked cool. That was one of those last minute ideas. I add my lights and I even added a little rig as well. But this looks pretty sweet. A little rig with some wiggle physics. See, you don't need jiggle physics just for boobs, you can add them for to fake liquid as well. But yeah, set up my camera, the tripod, lights, camera action, and look at those particles. They hold up very nicely even from close-ups. Then we of course have some use case, you know, like examples. So like I could put this object in the hands of a character to see what it would look like, for instance, or create like a cinematic shot. And again, all of this is still like Lookdev, but you know, this would be, you know, main asset, I guess, because I put quite some detail into it for like close-ups and whatnot. But yeah, anyway, I hope the video was useful and gave you a little bit of insights on how I go about creating these things. If you'd like to see more workflows for game-ready objects or assets or even characters, just let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification icon, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.